Saying that, like fans were saying that. A lot of people were saying that, like, yo, Devin don't really got no power. Do you feel like y'all underestimated, I guess, his power, like the way the fight went or how you felt in the fight?
Yes, that's what I was talking about with the ego thing and regarding not respecting him as a straight up human. You get what I mean? So it was just, I can cuss on this.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just straight up fuck everything you got going on. Like, I'm finna come and beat your ass. Fuck everything else. It was just that, you feel me? But like I said, in the camp, that's what I was trying to focus on regarding, you know, the mental work, this, that, and the third. Really pull things out that I need to pull out, but I just could get shoved in a little box, you feel me? So come fight time, well, I mean fight week, being more specific, it was like, I was trying to hold everything together, but we here now. You gotta just fucking embrace it, you feel me? So I just said, fuck it, we embracing this thing. Yeah. So that's when I just said, fuck him, fuck everything he got going on, fuck his toes, goddamn fuck his clothes, you feel me? So,
everything. Yeah. Right.
All this fucking clinching and shit. That's what I'm saying. He don't want to fight. All right, right here. Hands are up where they know they're supposed to be. God damn, where the fuck is it? Okay, got to be this. Hands where they're supposed to be because his hands are up. Boom. What can you do about that? It's boxing. What can you do about that? Help me, all these online coaches, these couch coaches.
He didn't step to him either.
No, he didn't step to him or nothing. He didn't step to him. The break, it happened right after a break. His hands were where they were supposed to be. He was doing everything he's supposed to do. The name of the game is boxing. Shit happens. I've said on your show many times, people get caught. Shit happens. Remember, I never came on here and talked about none of this since the fight happened. But they got me riled up with all this talk about, because Castillo's sitting about here, he'll know what he's doing. You want to know my game plan? My game plan, jab to the body, jab to the head, jab to the shoulders, throw a lot of combinations. Because guess what? Devin Haney don't do that. 59 punches to 70 punches. You mean to tell me if Brian Norman would throw more combination, more jabs to the body, more jabs to the head, he wouldn't have won that fight or landed more than punches? Oh, let me guess. He would have got outclassed. No, y'all don't know boxing.
Early, Brian Norman Sr., he won the battle with Greg Hackett, but it looked like he lost the war. All right, he beat his ass, but, just prime example, you can whoop somebody's ass and they can still end up winning the war, okay? So he basically responded to people that was saying that his son needed to get a new trainer. A lot of them niggas in Philly, he talked a lot of shit. They talked a lot of shit. They talked a lot of shit about Devin. He was not these particular people, but Devin was a fake Muslim and they ain't fuck with Devin. And this is one thing I learned about boxing. You'll learn this with the mass casual fans. You'll learn this with the, even in the boxing circle, the boxing fraternity circle, they'll root for the lesser of two evils. That's it. They'll root for the lesser of two evils. And that's the God honest truth. So they backed Devin because they hated, Norman more than Devin. And Devin didn't do nothing to him. I don't feel like Devin did anything to them. Devin just, he just brings out jealousy. You know what I'm saying? One thing I notice about jealousy amongst black people, and I'm gonna keep it a bean, a lot of black people think they deserve to be in your position. Oh, he's only in that position because his daddy had money, or he's only in that position because I had people say, your parents bought you two cars. I had 2 cars in high school. I really don't have no real complaints about my parents, especially as you get older and see how life go. I had my mom bought me a car, my dad bought me a car, and niggas was like, oh man, your parents had to buy. I had to buy my own. I got that shit my whole life, bro. When coaches or people, found out, you got a father, you got a mother, you got 2 parents, you got video games, you got shit that other people don't got. A lot of people just be jealous. And they're like, my mom had to do it on her own. And, you get that a lot. You know, you get that a lot, just to keep it a being with you. So I know exactly what he going through. Sometimes niggas be jealous. You ain't even got shit, a nigga still be jealous because some of the traits that you have as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just a solid nigga, and niggas just don't like that. A lot of motherfuckers, and I talk about this on Patreon, you know how women, some bad women want to bring men down to that level. You know what I'm saying? They just want to bring you down to that level and shit like that. So, yeah, you see that a lot. This nigga out in a Mustang and it's nothing but fucking like elements on the ground. And this is what I be telling niggas, like, when you go get a whip, don't go, if you gonna live in Michigan, if you gonna get a Mustang or a Vet or something like that, my honest advice would make sure you have a car. Make sure you have the car that you can, you know, if it's, you know, that you can drive in the winter, because that salt is gonna tear up that Mustang bottom. It's the ice, you can slide out, and you know what I'm saying? It's just not made for that. So, you know, you just have you a little shooter. And one thing about driving on the road in Michigan, these motherfuckers, Brad for sure don't have, they just be in a rush to go everywhere. That's a fucking fact. Don't matter rain, sleet, snow, sunny, they drive entitled, very entitled. They act entitled. But back to Brian Norman scene, right? So that whole thing, you know what I'm saying, his pride hurt, and that's every man. Who you think know more than you as a man can teach your son more than you, he come from you. But sometimes you gotta put your ego aside, you know, and his son had a very mature answer for it, very mature. And the dad just seemed like he hearing the internet, sometimes it's best just to shut that shit off, you know, go enjoy, raise your kids, go enjoy your life. I just shut that shit off, because guess what, you know, and there's no disrespect to nobody, but, you know, Jamil and Greg Hackett, they never got their son to a world title. You know what I'm saying? You put hands on Greg Hackett in the ring. So if he know more than you, I beat your ass in the ring. So for you to know more and I still inflicted my will on you, you know, honestly, I really ain't tripping about it. To keep it a bean. So I ain't worried about what they say. Hey, shout out to my son. I got him to a world title. I took him as far as he can go. I wish him the best. You gotta, that's why I was listening to YSM. He said that his father had to part ways in the business. And that had to be, yeah, at the end of the day, your father gonna always look at you as his son, you know, as lesser. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm over him. I brought you in this world. I take you out this world. So a lot of times, you know, these motherfuckers be like, they try to talk to you like you still a kid. And at the end of the day, you a man. And this is what I was saying when y'all see my Corey Holcomb video. Like, I'm a man. You know, and I think most people can't really fathom that. Like, I'm a man. There's certain things you can't say to a man and not get punched in the mouth. No, regardless of, you know, how society try to paint you the villain for defending yourself, or paint you the villain because sticks and stones don't break my bones, and words never. You say certain things can get your neck broke. You say certain disrespectful things, you got to get punched in your mouth. That's just the man code. That's the code of masculinity. You know, that's the code. That's just the code. Like it or not. You know, that's just the way it is, like Tupac said. But, you know, at the end of the day, I ain't in Brian Norman position, senior position. I've been in Brian Norman Jr. position. But at the end of the day, I'm a man before anything. You know, Brian Norman is a man. It's the junior. He's a man. Now, I don't think that's too much of a bad job to get behind the snowplow. Is he dropping salt too? No, he just plowing. I wouldn't mind. Hey, look, if he was going a little bit faster, I wouldn't mind kind of like doing my thug thizzle. My man said, I'm just going to rock out next to him. You know, he got over. I ain't mad at it. I really ain't mad at it, bro. Because this shit was bad last night, and that's why I like working late. This shit was bad last night, okay? It was bad last night, and I feel like they should have been out here and dropped this salt. Ain't no salt. I guess they put salt down and ate it up. They should have dropped some shit down by now. You know what I mean? So that's just, for the most part, how I feel about it. So, but yeah, he a man at the end of the day, and he got to just allow him to make his own decisions as a man. You know, and that's my opinion on it. So his daddy kind of, you know, hearing the footsteps, hearing the chitter chatter about what he is or what he ain't as a trainer. Man, you did something that all these niggas damn near talking about couldn't do. Get their son to a title. Roy Jones Sr. didn't get his son to a title because his son broke apart from him by the end. Say what you say about Kenny Porter, David Benavidez, father Jose, he got his son to a world title. They did that. Joe Gazaki got his son to a world title. I respect it. I respect it. So, you know, we can go back and forth and we can criticize and all that. And people say, oh, he crashing out. And at the end of the day, I think it was best for him not to say nothing. You know, I think it's best for him not to say nothing. You know, Floyd Schofield, you know, kind of Schofield and Virgil Ortiz Sr., they kind of seem like they micromanage. They kind of like in the way with Ronnie, in the way with Robert Garcia. I would just let them do their thing. I manage the career. I liaison the camp. I'll oversee the camp. If it's something I feel like, you know, need to be, and believe it or not, they got professional liaisons that go to these boxing camps. You know, I had one on my show, D Puller. I had him on my show. And he's a, you know, he was Manny Pacquiao's first U.S. coach. He came on years ago. It was me and Battle Rifle. Shout out to Battle Rifle. I ain't seen him in a minute. I'm about to hit his line. And yeah, you know, he came on and he was, you know, he's a liaison. He goes to, you know, I remember he was going to one of the Wilder camps to see how it was going, to see where they can improve and, you know, how it's going and stuff. And probably a lot of times, this is just pure speculation. I feel like a lot of times with the liaison, they probably are the ones that's telling them to cancel these fights. Oh, he ain't ready. He ain't gonna make weight. Push it back. Fake it in. I think they may be the ones that say shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, but yeah. So yeah, maybe just be the manager and be the liaison of the camp. That would just be my 2 cents about it. That's what I would tell him. Just be the liaison and, you know, manage it from that way. Okay, if you see something that you feel that you know, you think you need to improve it. So that's all I had to say, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I don't have a dog in the race, but I get it. You know, he talks so much shit about them, and guess what? When you dish it, one thing I learned about talking shit, you know, you got to be able to dish it. You got to be able to take it. Sometimes the best time is just like, yeah, you know, hey, let's take the high road. Some niggas be wanting to fight after a game of one-on-one. You know, after die, niggas want to fight because they're emotional. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Join the Patreon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.